powering out of the wind here in Roseman, California at Streets of Willow Raceway. And as you might remember, we have a project where we're going to race a Miata, although we never get around to racing a Miata because there's always another step. But we now have a car. I've been through Skip Barber's training, and I think we've got all the components we need, except I haven't been trained in our specific car. Luckily, we've got that guy over there, the one on the right, Kenton. Hi, Kenton. He knows a bunch about racing, and I'm going to steal his hard-earned knowledge. Now, Kenton, I have to point out that this is kind of a lot of pressure for me because I know for a fact you're a truly excellent driver. So it's kind of like if you're a cook and then Gordon Ramsay shows up and he's like, so, you know, make me a pie. It's kind of a lot of pressure.
No, not really.
Here we go, and scream when you want to tell me something. Any quick observations?
Your turning is nice and smooth. Your brake release is awesome. Just more cowbell. Just go faster.
This is where I back it into a wall.
Let's do it. A little bit of a panic brake.
So
you basically thought the corner was coming up way too quick and you're like, oh crap, and put the brake pressure on way too hard. So try and be a little bit more calm, get your eyes up into the corner a little bit earlier.
Cool, so that's a good spot to brake, just not so
abrupt.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really easy to lock up the brakes in this car. Okay. So it's easy to fix. Just get your eyes up.
Okay, eyes outside.
That was good. You have a lot of car control. I think you're gonna actually be really fast.
It's funny because a lot of the stuff I do is specifically for like on camera. It's almost like if you like know black magic, but you don't use it for good, but you use it for evil. I'm not fully up to speed on how to best apply it.
You're actually not doing bad. The only thing I can really tell you is to slow your hands down a little bit and try and get your eyes up a little more.
Okay.
Right now you're kind of just touching the limit. I want you to try to go over it maybe a little bit.
I know one of my problems is that I tend to be, I can also be like too aggressive.
Yeah.
But it's a different thing. Like sometimes my aggression comes out in the form of like fast hands and abrupt inputs, and then the car sideways.
Yeah.
Which might look cool on camera, or but it doesn't really help me go faster. So how do you know if you're carrying enough speed in, but you're not going too fast? Like, what's that even look like?
Something that you can kind of do, I saw you do it a couple times, is you came off the brake pretty early and you were able to get the car into a kind of a yaw, where your hands are kind of straight getting onto the corner entry. Yeah. And that's kind of where you know when you're at the limit of the tires, when you're kind of getting into the corner. And I saw you do it a couple times and I was like, yes, do that again. With more track time, I think you'll figure it out. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. Like you found the limit in turn 2 or turn 3.
Would that be when I went into the dirt?
Yeah, you found the limit there. Just a little bit.
By the way, that's the first time I've ever been on a racetrack and gone off the track.
I guess it's a good thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
I think we should try to jump in this car and figure out what you do in that.
Sweet. Brand synergies.
Woo!
It's all Mazda all the time.
All right, so here, turning earlier. Brake, come off the brake pedal, brake again, give it a nice little rotation, and back to power. So I saw you kind of popped off the brake pedal a little bit before you actually turned in, so I want you to try and have a little bit better... That's cool.
Sorry. So I definitely need to brake earlier there.
No, you're just overcharging the center of the corner there. So you're coming off the brake pedal too early.
Okay.
Since you're coming off the brake pedal too early, you're rolling more speed into the corner. So drag the brake pedal a little bit harder for longer.
Okay.
Make sure you're braking in a straight line, and make sure your hands are straight, and then turn in. I don't want to see any wiggling in the braking zone. I want to see you roll into the corner a little bit earlier here.
Okay.
So turn in now. That'll help you not get that oversteer. All right, turn in now.
Oh, okay.
Now brake. You broke a little bit too late there, but That was actually really good.
Okay.
Like, can you see how much more stable the car was when you turned into the corner that much earlier?
Absolutely.
And you hold the car on line way better.
Yeah, that earlier entry point makes so much sense.
All right, so turn in a little bit earlier here. There we go.
So I was just aggressive with the grass there, but...
Yeah, I was about to say.
Damn it.
Get your eyes up. Get your eyes up. Woo!
Do some reverse 180s here later.
That would be actually so awesome.
All right, here we go.
More angle! More angle! Oh my God.
Pretty interesting driving with Kenton. He's got me in the bowl back there, which is the sort of big, semi-gnarly. You go in and then you've got like a ton of speed coming out on the straight. On throttle way sooner than I would have expected. That's gonna be helpful. There's a lot of places where he's just like, go, go. So who'd have guessed that a big part of being a racer is pushing the throttle harder and sooner. I guess it depends on where you're doing it, but yeah, Kenton's getting me sorted out. This is gonna be good.
Don't suck.
I'm trying. Oh, I am trying. This is good. This is both my first off-track excursion, my first spin.
You turn it in here, and you're keeping the car bound up. I want you to straighten out here.
Okay.
So the reason that spin happened is because you didn't use that much track. So the car was still bound up, and you're trying to brake at the same time you're turning, and it's not going to work. So you want to be almost dropping a wheel on the entry, almost dropping a wheel at the apex, almost dropping a wheel on the track out. You want to use every single little bit of road you possibly can. Nice! There we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, put it all together. Turning in too late.
Yeah.
So you're turning in too late, you're turning all at once. So try and just bend the car into the corner, turning in a little bit earlier, and the car will be more stable.
Okay.
That was a good line, we just need more speed. You're getting it.
Slowly.
Yeah, it's alright.
What do you think? What did I improve, and what should be my area of focus moving on?
Well, really, at the beginning of the day, I was quite pleased with your car control. You're not as really finesse with it. You just go sideways the whole time. But we worked on like a lot of technique today with you, kind of releasing the brake a little bit smoother with the hands, a lot of those things, and you ended up doing a lot better near the end of the day. And we put a timer in your car, and you ended up being within a second of time. But as far as what you can focus on, make sure you get from your braking point to the center of the corner. Make sure everything in between there is happening nice and smooth. The turn in, the brake release, making sure that you're getting that like nice little rotation just after turning. So it's just working on those fine little details of technique there to get that last second.
Okay, I guess last question.
Yeah.
What do you think my chances are when I go spec racing?
Oh, you're just gonna crash and burn and suck. So.
You know, when I talked to Ricky at Skip Barber, he said, you have the ability of winning races. This could not be a bigger contract.
But no, on a serious note, like I feel you're going to be a top 10 first race, no problem. If I wouldn't be surprised if you're top 5, you know, maybe intending to scratch at that top pack there. So don't get too big ahead. Make sure you kind of think of the things that you need to improve on, and always, even if you do like if you get pole or something, make sure you really look at the video or whatever you have to your disposal to try and think of what you need to do better.
Nah, don't worry about my ego.
No,
Stifling insecurity will keep that in check.
Oh yeah.
So, having delayed the inevitable long enough, it's time to stop preparing and just go race. In the time since we began this project, both our car and our driver have changed a lot. Will those changes equal success in the heated world of amateur racing? Stay tuned.